The stadium lights flicker like a warning sign, and for just a split second, it feels as if the entire baseball world is holding its breath, because whenever Shohei Ohtani's name is spoken, something shifts, something powerful awakens. This is not just a story about home runs or radar gun breaking fastballs. This is a story about gravity itself, and how one man's presence bends the future of Japanese baseball without ever asking for permission. Somewhere between the echo of a bat crack in Los Angeles and the quiet practice fields of Japan, a ripple has been spreading. It's invisible to the casual fan, but veterans feel it in their bones. Shohei Ohtani didn't just leave NPB. He left behind a mirror, one that reflects Japan's value back to the world, brighter and louder than ever before. When Ohtani steps onto a field, it feels less like a game and more like a moment in history being written live. And history, once written, never asks to be erased. Long before the headlines, before the MVP chants, before the billion-yen conversations, Japanese baseball had already changed. The question was never if, it was when. Veteran outfielder Hisayoshi Chono saw it coming. Not from rumors or reports, but from the eyes of foreign players stepping into NPB clubhouses with something new burning inside them. They want to perform, Chono said. They want to raise Japan's value. Those words sound simple, but they carry the weight of an entire era turning over. There was a time when foreign players came to Japan as a final chapter, a place to rebuild, to survive, to quietly fade. That time is gone. Now they arrive with purpose. With hunger. With respect. Because Ohtani proved something the world could no longer ignore, that NPB is not a step down. It is a forge. Every towering homer Ohtani launched in MLB echoed back across the Pacific. Every strikeout whispered to scouts, agents, and players watching from afar, Japan builds monsters. Suddenly, NPB wasn't just a league. It was a statement. Foreign players began to understand that success in Japan meant more than stats. It meant credibility. It meant refinement. It meant survival under pressure that never sleeps. Ohtani's discipline, his humility, his relentless preparation, these weren't just admired. They were studied. And in that study, a transformation began. Clubhouses changed. Training intensity shifted. Attitudes sharpened. Players stopped asking, "Can I make it here?" and started asking, "How great can I become here?" Chono noticed it in the small things, the extra swings after practice, the way foreign players listened more, spoke less, worked harder. They weren't just chasing contracts anymore. They were chasing legacy. Because Ohtani turned Japanese baseball into a proving ground for the world's elite. He didn't do it with speeches. He did it with silence, sweat, and impossible performances that felt almost unreal. Every two-way miracle, every night he dominated both mound and plate, sent another message: this is where excellence is born. For Japanese players, it was pride. For foreign players, it was a challenge. Can you survive where Ohtani was forged? Can you earn respect in a league that demands perfection without applause? The answer separates visitors from warriors. And slowly, unmistakably, the world started to look at NPB differently, not as a destination of last resort, but as a battlefield of growth. Scouts leaned in closer. Analysts spoke with new respect. Fans overseas began learning Japanese team names, player histories, traditions. Ohtani had opened a door, but he never stood in it. He walked through and dared others to follow. Chono's words weren't praise. They were a warning. If you succeed here, he implied, you raise the value of all of us. That pressure is heavy, crushing, and beautiful, because it means Japanese baseball no longer needs to beg for recognition. It commands it. Every foreign player who steps onto an NPB field now carries more than a bat or glove. They carry responsibility. To the league, to the fans, to the future, and above all, to the standard Ohtani set without ever declaring himself king. In a strange way, Ohtani's absence made his presence stronger. His shadow stretches from MLB stadiums back to Japan's smallest diamonds, reminding every player that greatness has a birthplace. That birthplace is discipline. It is humility. It is relentless effort. It is NPB. And as long as Shohei Ohtani continues to rewrite what is possible, Japanese baseball will never again be underestimated. Not by the world. Not by foreign players. Not by history. Because one man didn't just change the game, he changed the value of an entire nation's baseball soul.